Dun, dun, dun. 27 seconds. I don't think that's copyright infringement, so hopefully I won't have to edit this video, guys. You're coming at me live. We're on the last matchup preview show of the year. 24 of these bitches I've done. 24 of these bitches I'm going to be done. Glad to be done with, basically. You know, it was fun at first. Kind of got draining at the end. You know, then you just had to keep fighting for you guys because, you know, I love you so much. Every single one of you. Love. From thrills to you. It's been a great baseball season, guys. Like, I don't want to step over that. I don't want to skip that and just jump right into the matchup. I want to say I had a friggin' awesome year. Hanging out with you 11 folks, man, checking on fantasy every day. That's some of the most fun I have, you know, checking on it at 1 o'clock at work, at specials when I'm at a break at like 2:15, when the kids leave at 2:50, first thing in the morning when I wake up and my phone's already gone off like 4 times. Seeing those 3 a.m., 5 a.m. moves by some of the Harbor Bros and the people that really wake up early in the morning. I think I wake up at 6:45 and I'm going to get some players. No, them bitches are already gone because somebody has snaked them. But that's the joys of the league, man. Like, you have to be on your toes 24/7 in this mug, or else you're going to get beat. You're going to wind up in a consolation bracket. You're going to wind up not in the final two like Code Nobes and D. Harvington. So I feel like I want to talk more about just the season in general. Top to bottom, one of the most, top to 11, maybe top to 10 if you discount Flash and Savdog. Super competitive. Like Jaycock at the end, bringing it home down the stretch, making all but the last week of his season count when he looked dead in the water earlier in the year. We had Mom Harp with a fantastic offense on her final leg of her career, trying to go out in the championship, just couldn't make it. We had smack-talking, mouth-running Anthony Matt Dog, who was thinking that he was hot shit, but at one point in time didn't even know his damn record for his team. All right, I felt bad sometimes because I'll start a preview show and think I'm playing somebody when I'm really not. Like, I started the playoffs thinking I was playing D-Harp when really I was playing Code Nose for the first, like, 18 hours or so. So that was kind of disheartening. But Anthony, smack-talking champion, hasn't backed it up worth a shit, but it doesn't stop him from running his mouth. Oh, goodness, who else am I forgetting here? Who else didn't make the playoffs besides those 6? Gee, oh, it must be Rymart, the bearded master, who fought all season with Aaron Judge, fought with Corey Dickface, and in the end, those guys just couldn't continue to tote the offense as he stumbled down the stretch. But Rymart stayed competitive all year, fought tooth and nail to the end to get to that near 500 finish. And then you had the 6 playoff competitors. Then you had A. Harvington, B. Harvington, D. Harvington. That's what I say to them. B. Grizzle, Code Nopes, and myself. All of us deserve to be there. All of us could have, except Ben, could have staked a claim to that title, and nobody in the league could have really said anything. B. Green, regular season champion, even though he faltered down the stretch. Thrills, second place, manned up in his division, took it, kind of came back a little bit this year. Third place, Code Nopes, winning his division, trying to shed the rookie GM moniker, playing in the championship. He made so many moves, so many, trade master. He was a trade machine. Bill Simmons thinks he runs an NBA trade machine. Cody is the MLB trade machine himself. Put a name in, spit it out, he'll give you a return. Then you got B-Harb. I think we might have talked about him already. But snuck into the playoffs. Not even snuck. Like, can't even say snuck. When really he was in the playoffs. Like, 11-9. Somehow turned that shitbag squad into the Memphis Grizzlies, a little grit and grind. He should have changed his name to that, and he might have had a little more success in the playoffs. Damn, A-Harp. A-Harp, most moves all season, constantly smack-talking, constantly making moves, constantly trying to get those sneaky pickups that you're like, damn, dude, I wish I would have got that guy 12 hours sooner or something. And, let's see, I guess D-Harp, the man who made the fewest moves in the playoffs, I think. And consummate professional. Like, D-Harp's not going to get on here and run his mouth about a bunch of bullshit. He's going to come on here, state some facts, make a couple jokes, and he's not going to cause an uproar, not going to cause commotion. He's just going to kind of float there. He didn't win his division this year, but everybody thought his team was damn good, A-Harp especially, and D-Harp is trying to back it up in the championship. So he made this year, I mean, everybody in general made this year just a rock-solid year. Everybody made it so you couldn't take one breath. I was out on a cruise, having Ben manage my team, getting players in there. So, I mean, it just shows the dedication. I mean, I don't know if we're away, we're still checking our phones. Vacation, our wives, our missus, they're probably like, God, you have to look at that phone again. Come on. We're out here. And you're like, oh, it's 8 o'clock. Like, this is prime time. Like, my starters are in the 3rd or 4th inning. My batters have batted once or twice. So I got a good idea of what my team's going to do. So I know that they're going to be happy for these next 28 weeks without baseball season. But I know all of us, most of us, some of us are going to be just waiting until maybe mock drafts, maybe until Matthew Berry or some of those other guys, not Matthew Berry anymore, he's only fantasy football. Some of those other guys come out with preseason rankings and spring training stats. And we're going to wait for that next great superhero to hit like 12 dingers in the spring training and think he's going to be these hot shit Maikel Franco special. And he just falters, Maikel Franco style. So those are some of the things we're going to look for the next year going into the year 2018, guys. How long have some of us been playing this game? I'm going on over a decade. Most of the Harbors are going on over a decade. Rymart, Jaycock, Anthony, I'm not sure how long you guys have been running the show, but you've been dedicated. So I'm looking forward to 2018 being another stellar year. And let's get into the championship picks. So I really feel like Cody Nobes, when we talk about baseball, when we talk about championships, we're always talking about the hot team. Rocktober back in the day. How did the Rockies get into the playoffs? Winning 20 fucking straight games at one point in time, it seemed like. And then just right up into the series. Granted, they got swept, but took it straight there. Being hot in the playoffs is what counts. You can make it through the regular season, a la B. Green, a la Benson, and you can make it there. But, what did they do? Their teams weren't inspiring. Nothing really happened there. I guess you can throw myself in there too because I was one and done in the playoffs as well. So getting there is one thing. Having a good regular season team, but I've always thought if you were hot going into the playoffs, then that was a good indication. Some of the teams that had already clinched might have been stagnant. D-Harb apparently was not making that late season Bellinger deal for Strasburg. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that plays off in the series finals. I just got to say, guys, I don't know if that's an underlying matchup anybody else has noticed, but the Bellinger and Bogarts deal for Strasburg, I think is going to play big dividends this week. All right, so we got to pay attention to that matchup. See how that trade. Now we're really going to know who won and who lost that trade, and it couldn't be a better chance for that to happen. But going back to the matchup itself, being hot versus not. But then D-Harb, there was nothing cool about him all season, he just win 4 in a row, lose 1. Win 3 in a row, lose 1. Win. He stacked up some dubs. Cody was only 500, but he got hot, like I said, right there at the end. We've already seen the smack talk going back and forth. It's Tuesday night, 8:57 as of this recording. So we know we've kind of seen an idea of what it's played out. But once again, it's only Tuesday morning. Things change rapidly. We've seen guys rack up 28 total bases in one day as opposed to the other team racking up 5. It really can close a gap, and D-Harb is really going to need that to happen. Cody Nove's team has been hitting home runs like crazy. He hit 12 last week. Couldn't really stop him. When you're hitting over a dinger a day, 1.5 dingers a day, 2 dingers a day, you are putting yourself in solid position to be a title contender. And judging by the fact that Cody Nove's team I don't see how they can be stopped, D-Harb. Honestly, your team is rock solid, and I'm telling everybody right now, this is my matchup. It's Strasburg versus the other guys. If Strasburg can give D-Harb the innings that he needs, if Chris Archer can do something other than have a 5.06 ERA, 5 2/3 innings, then D-Harb can do something. But he's relying on Rich Hill. Drew Pomeranz has already butt-fucked him. Jose Quintana threw the CJSO last game out for him to really seal it up. Not really seal it up. He had to beat B. Green always. Get his victory over B. Green. Can he duplicate that, or are the Cubs just going to rest him and get ready for the postseason? We know the Dodgers, they're going to have the 1 seed. Looks like the Nats are probably going to have the 2. So the Cubbies, they're there. They're not going up, they're not going down. They're going to clinch the division. So does Quintana even get some starts, or do they let some of the young guys just do some bullpen games, get some rest for the playoffs? I don't know, D-Harb. But both teams look very competitive. In the end, I'm going to have to say that #RookieGM is going to shed his #RookieGM label. He's going to now be called a #ChampionGM? Championship GM? I really feel like this week he might Hulk Hogan us all up. Hollywood Hogan style right there. Hollywood fucking Hogan. Leg drop on D-Harb. Can't say anything else about it. So, Code Nobes, I'm predicting you to bring home the title. I'm predicting a close matchup at the end. It's going to come down to streamers. Some of the moves have already been used, but if spot start needs come into play, I think D-Harb's going to be at a disadvantage, having already used so many moves this week. And you know how Sundays go? I know 1 year, A-Harb, he had Matt Weisler, whatever you want to call him, Matt Schittler right now. Though 8 innings, beat me on the final day. Matt fucking Weisler, 8 shutout innings, final day of the season, solidified a championship for Alex Harbor. So, Those kind of things can happen. Is it in the Harbor DNA to pull a dub right out their ass and just shove it in your face and say, fuck you, Cody? I don't know, man. I'm hoping that you have the lucky charms this year. So that's my prediction, guys. Code Nobes sheds it. Hashtag GM is no longer. We can call him hashtag Champion GM. And I'm going to play us out with a little...
So long, old friend, I wish that I could see you once again. I never knew the time.
I'm going to miss this baseball season, guys. It's my baseball season. It's my baseball season.